It's nice to see you, not see you, but you know, connect with you. So day one of what I'm trying really hard not to refer to as lockdown, because I think that that's quite a negative. It feels quite negative, and it feels like it's quite constricting. So I'm trying to find another word. I saw Lauren Gray, another yoga teacher local to me, who is an absolute inspiration, and you should definitely check her out. She referred to it as hibernation, and I quite like that idea. So I want to try and riff on that a little bit. If you've got any suggestions for what we can call it instead of lockdown, let me know. But I'm thinking about this as sort of that time for introspection, but not in a negative kind of huddling up in a ball, but as an opportunity to check in and see what makes you tick, all of the things that make you you, all of that uniquely you energy. So that is what I'm trying to capture in a word, basically. That's what I'm trying to phrase it as instead of lockdown. So this morning anyway, my intention for this morning was to come on, to say hello, to let you all know that we're all in the same boat, we're all in this together, and that idea of being together but not physically is like a little life raft that we can hold on to. So if I can jump on here without much of a plan, and even if you're not taking part, even if you're just watching and laughing at me because I'm muddling my way through, guarantee you left and rights will get lost within the first 30 seconds of this. If I can make you laugh over a cup of tea, then I'm doing my job. You know, I'm trying to lift the mood, I'm trying to spread some positivity, and guarantee that I am not a constant ray of sunshine though. I was in a right old grump this morning, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's to do with this, you know, next 4 weeks ahead of us or what have you, but I'd like to publicly apologise to my husband because it's not his fault. I was just a bit of a grump, so there's that done. Yeah, so I won't come in here and be all, you know, painting on a smile every day or every time that I'm on here. I want to be relatively honest with you about how I'm feeling during this whole process. But today, yeah, I woke up a bit grumpy, and now I've sat down on my mat and I've got my cup of coffee. I'm feeling a little bit more balanced, and I'm hoping that this tiny little bit of movement, this little bit of wiggle, will hope to kind of switch my mindset. So nothing complicated today. All I need you to do is find a comfortable seat. So I like to sit cross-legged. You might prefer to be sitting on a chair. You can do all of this sitting on a chair. You can do it sitting in bed if you're still in bed. You can kneel, you can sit with your legs out in front of you. You can fidget halfway through if you need to. Make sure that you're comfortable though. And our focus today is very much going to be on the breath and on the subtle movements of the spine. I want you to think of this as like a little wiggling into the body, and seeing how everything feels this morning. Morning yoga, I think, needs to be approached gently. You don't want to just jump straight into 6 rounds of sun salutation. You want to ease your way into your body a little bit. Okay, so if you're joining in, find yourself somewhere comfortable to sit. Make sure you've cleared a bit of space around you, and then coming to rest either with the hands on the knees or in the lap, somewhere that they're comfortable. And then I want you to breathe in and feel the spine lengthen up just a little bit, like someone's pulling a thread at the crown of your head. If you're comfortable, you're going to close the eyes. And then we're going to exhale, sighing out through the mouth. And although you're just waking up, maybe been up for a little while, I want you just to let go of anything you're holding on to. So again, breathing in deeply through the nose. And then sighing out. Feel the breath pushing everything away from you. And again, big deep breath in, feel yourself growing up just that millimetre or so taller. Exhale, keep that length in the spine, but feel yourself relax, feel yourself let go. And we're going to stay here for a few more rounds of breath, just exploring how the breath feels in the body. So I want you to start by taking your attention down to the ribcage. You can take your hands to the ribcage if you need that kind of physical connection. But I want you to notice the movement of the breath here. So as you breathe in, the ribcage expands. And then as you exhale, it gently softens and contracts, draws back in. Breathing in that sense of space. And then that exhale, that kind of offloading, that settling and nestling back into the body. So you use the inhale to create this space to kind of stretch out and crack into all of the muscles. And then that exhale allows you a pause to settle back in. If you've got your hands connected to the ribcage, I want you to notice if you can feel the kind of the ribs, so the harder parts here. But then also the subtlety of the muscles in between the ribs, that part that kind of concertinas open and close. That stretch on the inhale, that settling on the exhale. If your hands are still up by your ribs, I want you to bring them back down either to the knees, or you can bring them down to the sides of your hips, fingertips plugging into the ground. And then we're going to explore a subtle movement of the spine, almost like a blade of grass swaying in the breeze. So as you breathe in, maybe the spine drifts ever so slightly forward, chest expands. And then as you exhale, maybe it floats backwards, rounding the shoulders ever so slightly. Again, subtle movements. We're not over-egging this. We're not over-exaggerating. Breathing in, a real subtle sway. Exhale. And I think this subtle movement, this tuning in to really small movements, can have a really calming effect. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you feel like you need to shift your mood, you need to shift your perspective, then I want you to come back to this. That floating sway. Or if your blade of grass doesn't work for you, maybe it's like seaweed trapped underwater. There's fluid running down the spine, so that fluidity of movement. And take another couple of breaths here. Working into the smallest spaces of the body. And now that we know how everything feels, we can start to exaggerate the movement slightly. As you breathe in, maybe your chest expands forward. And then as you exhale, maybe there's that tuck, that round through the lower back, that round through the middle back. Inhale, pushing and expanding forward. Again, that inhale creates all of the space. And that exhale lets you sink back into it. Breathing in. We're going to go one more here. Then we're going to start to introduce the arms a little bit. Okay, let everything settle back to neutral, nice and tall. This time, as you breathe in, sweep the arms out and up. You can take a little wiggle into the rib cage. Exhale. Tap the back down. Again, that idea of pushing away. So as you breathe in, drawing that circle around your body, if you want to, turn the palms out. Exhale, push away all of those things that are unnecessary. All of those worries, those to-dos. Inhale, moving your arms through the space. Exhale, physically pushing away negativity, anything that you don't need. As you breathe in, take the arms up. Now I want you to imagine that your arms are melting a little bit more this time. So as you exhale, bend the elbows, sweeping down. So you're starting to squeeze through the shoulders a little bit more. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, maybe push the chest forward. Starting to bring a little bit more energy in. Breathing in, this time we're going to twist. Doesn't matter if it's left or right, because I'm not going to remember anyway. Exhale, twisting down, tap the fingers down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Again, the idea of pushing the hands away. Twisting to the opposite side. Breathing in, doesn't need to be a big movement. Exhale, twist. Inhale. You can see there's still a little sway through the rib cage. Exhale. In. This time we are going to bring the fingers down and we're going to rest there. So holding here, fingertips either resting on the legs or plugging into the ground. Use the inhale, really lengthen up. And then exhale. Maybe you want to wind deeper, maybe you just want to settle into where this twist is here. I'm going to add just a little bit of different movement through the neck here. So as you breathe in, lengthening up. As you exhale, keep the body exactly as it is, but start to turn the head back towards the center line. So for me, I'm turning it back around to the right. And then we're going to stretch into the neck a little bit. So each time that you exhale from here, I want you to drop the ear down to the shoulder. So again, for me, it's right ear to right shoulder. Inhale, head comes up. Exhale, settle down. So you're starting to get a stretch down the side of the neck. Inhale. Exhale, drop it down. Okay. Inhale, raise all the way up to the crown of the head. Arms can float up. Maybe a little wiggle through the rib cage. And then we're going to exhale, take it all the way down around to the opposite side. So same idea, opposite side. It might feel completely different on this side. Breathe in, lots of lovely length. Exhale, maybe you just settle here. Maybe you squeeze a little deeper. Maybe you're unwinding. Slowly spiraling that twist, waking up the spine. Next time that you exhale ever so slightly, bringing the head back towards that center line. So you keep the body in the twist, it's just the head and the neck that are moving. And then again from here, Each time that you exhale, the ear is dropping down. Inhale. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, sweeping both of the arms up. Exhale again, bend the elbows, melt the arms down, sweep them all the way around behind your back. Interlace the fingers, breathe in, lift the chest, stretching out deeply. Exhale, let the shoulders round. Keep the hands interlaced if you can. We're going to do 2 more breaths here. Inhale, squeeze and lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the chin down towards the chest. One more, inhale, lift. Exhale, relax, release the hands, bring them back down again to the knees or to the sides of the body. So I promised I was going to keep this short. If I were going further into practice, I'd probably roll over onto my knees and move into some cat-cow, but for today, I just wanted to use that moment of breath. So from here, fingertips towards the floor, we're going to do 2 more breaths before we sit for a moment. Inhale, arms come up again, maybe that little wiggle into the rib cage. Exhale. Back down, breathing in. One last push. Bring the hands to rest wherever you want them to be. Might be plugging into the ground, might be on the knees, might be in the lap, wherever feels most comfortable. And then pause here, close the eyes. If your fingertips are plugging into the ground, imagine that you can connect with every other person, which is at least me, that's sitting here right now. Spreading your roots down into the earth, allowing your positive energy, allowing your unique energy to be shared. If you feel you're not in a position to share your energy today, perhaps you absorb some from somebody who is. And if you're not feeling on that energy sharing wavelength at all, then use this as an opportunity to pause. That clarity, that space, focus on the breath. Again, whether it's that physical movement through the rib cage, whether it's that subtle wave through the spine, whether it's the sound of the breath as it comes through the nose. Give yourself 3 more rounds of breath here. In through the nose, out through the nose. There's nothing that can't wait for these few seconds longer. And then if you're happy to, you can sit here a little while longer. If you're ready to close, you're going to breathe in, sweep the arms up above the head, connect the palms, and then exhale, draw them all the way down through into the center line, nestling them into the middle of the chest.